Imagine this. You type a sentence, and about 60 seconds later, you have a full website. Not just text, but like playable video, user logins, the works.
Yeah, or creating, cinematic video clips just like that.
And then imagine getting all of that for free.
That's really the heart of it.
That's the quiet revolution happening in AI right now.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to unpack complex topics and really pull out the key insights.
And in today, we're diving into what feels like a huge shift in artificial intelligence.
For years, it felt like the best AI tools were locked away, right? Expensive subscriptions, complicated access.
Totally, like an exclusive club. But now, especially with some big moves from Chinese tech firms, that whole model is getting flipped on its head.
Flipped how?
They're basically giving away truly world-class AI for everyone.
Okay, so our mission today is to really get under the hood of this change. We need to explore this great AI divide, these like fundamentally different philosophies.
Right. And then we'll look at 3 specific examples that are already making waves. Minimax M1 for websites, CDance 1.0 for video, and KimiDev 72B for code fixing.
A superhuman code doctor, I think you called it.
Yeah, something like that. It's about showing how these tools give, superpowers to individuals, to small businesses.
Leveling the playing field.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In ways that honestly seemed impossible just a little while ago.
All right, let's unpack that core idea first. Why? Why give away something that costs presumably hundreds of millions to develop? It just seems to fly in the face of, normal business strategy.
It does seem counterintuitive from a Western perspective, yeah.
Yeah.
That model usually focuses on high-value users, subscription fees, maximizing revenue from each customer willing to pay top dollar.
Like you said, the exclusive club.
Exactly. But the Eastern model, especially these big Chinese tech companies, it's playing a different game entirely. Their goal is domination through democratization.
Domination through democratization. Okay.
So they make these advanced tools free. Why? To get everyone using them. Massive adoption. Huge market penetration.
And that feeds back into their systems.
Precisely. It creates this enormous data feedback loop. They learn faster, their models improve quicker, because they have so much more usage data coming in. The end game isn't immediate profit per user.
It's ecosystem control.
Yes. Become the foundation. The free, default, and often the best choice. Then you essentially own the ecosystem.
So one sells access, the other builds market share by giving power away.
That's a great way to put it. Control through distribution, essentially.
Okay, that makes sense. And it really sets the stage for these tools. It's not theoretical anymore. Let's talk Minimax M1, the instant website architect.
Yeah, this one is a perfect example.
I read this example that just blew my mind. Someone prompted it. Create a clone of the Netflix website complete with playable video trailers. And it wasn't just a mock-up.
Nope. Fully interactive. Navigation, profiles, even the video trailers playing when you hover over them, just like the real site, in about a minute. And this isn't just a slightly smarter chatbot spitting out HTML. This comes from what they call an open-weight, large-scale, hybrid reasoning model.
Okay, open-weight, hybrid reasoning. Break that down a bit. What does that actually mean for someone using it?
Well, open-weight means the model's parameters, its sort of brain, are publicly available. Anyone can use and build on it.
Yeah.
Under a very permissive license, Apache 2.0, which is key for commercial use.
Okay, so it's truly open.
Right. And hybrid reasoning. Think of it like having different specialized tools. It combines different AI techniques. Plus, it has a massive context window, up to 1 million tokens.
1 million tokens? It's like processing multiple novels worth of information at once.
Right, pretty much. A token is just a small piece of text or code. So it can understand really complex requests like an entire website structure and content, all in one go.
And it's efficient, too, you mentioned.
Extremely. It has something like 450 billion parameters total, which sounds huge. But for any given task, it only activates the relevant ones, maybe 45 billion.
Like calling in only the specialists you need for a specific job.
Exactly. Saves a ton of computing power, makes it incredibly fast.
So that efficiency and the open model, that's how they can offer it. How do people actually start using Minimax M1 today?
It's pretty simple. Go to their website, sign up for a free account. They usually give you starting credits, maybe 1,000 or so.
Okay.
I'd say start simple. Like create a portfolio website for a photographer, see what it does, then you can iterate, maybe ask for changes.
And then move to more complex stuff.
Yeah, then try something like that. Interactive dashboard for project deadlines, example. Just build up complexity.
What's the biggest hurdle people face when they first try it?
Honestly, just believing it. Overcoming that initial thought of, this sounds way too good to be true.
Huh, right. The psychological barrier. Because we're so used to powerful tech costing a lot.
Exactly. There's this ingrained skepticism about free when it comes to high-end AI. It's about shifting your mindset from scarcity to, well, abundance in this space.
That's a profound shift. Okay, let's talk video. For years, AI video felt clunky. Short clips, weird motion.
Yeah, definitely hit or miss, often more miss.
But then ByteDance, the TikTok people, quietly dropped CDance 1.0, and now it's apparently topping the leaderboards.
It really is. The speed and quality are just remarkable. You can get a really nice 5-second 1080p video clip in about 40 seconds on just one regular graphics card.
That's fast. But what makes it stand out beyond speed?
The cinematic understanding.
Yeah.
It can generate multi-shot sequences from a single prompt. Like start with a wide shot, then cut to a close-up, maybe add a tracking shot. It gets it.
How does it learn that? That feels like a director's skill.
It's down to the training. They used this multi-dimensional reward system, so it wasn't just learning follow the prompt or make it look pretty. It learned all those things together.
Visuals, motion, following instructions, even scene composition.
All at once. That seems to be the key difference. It understands how shots should connect, how motion should look natural within a scene. It's not just stitching images.
Okay, so for someone wanting to use this, maybe a small business making ads or a creator, how do they access CDance?
You'd usually go through a platform that hosts it, like WaveSpeed AI is one example.
And how would you start?
Again, start simple, text to video, a sharp knife cutting through a copper gear, something clear.
Okay.
Then maybe try image to video. Upload a picture of, say, a dog and prompt. Make this dog run playfully in a sunny garden, camera follows.
Gotcha. And the multi-shot.
Yeah, then describe a sequence. Scene 1, detective enters a dark room. Scene 2, close up on clues on a table. Scene 3, detective picks up an object, looks thoughtful, it understands that structure.
What is it fundamentally doing better to make the video look so real?
It seems to grasp motion and physics better. It's not just generating plausible frames, it's generating plausible movement between frames.
That makes sense. Physics is hard. Okay, on to the third one. KimiDev72B, the superhuman code doctor. This hits close to home for anyone who codes.
Oh yeah, debugging is the worst sometimes.
Tell me about it. I still wrestle with prompt drift myself when I'm debugging my own small projects, trying one thing, then another, getting lost. The idea of an AI cutting through that, huge.
KimiDev from Moonshot AI seems to do just that. It's free, and it's outperforming paid tools on standard tests.
How good is it? Like, what are the numbers?
Well, there's this benchmark called SW Bench. Uses real-world broken code from GitHub projects. The previous best free models scored around 40%.
Yeah.
Top paid ones were maybe 50–55%.
Okay. And KimiDev?
Scored 60.4%. That's not just a little better. That's a massive jump. Like a 50% improvement over the prior best free model.
Wow. Okay, how does it actually work? What's the magic?
They call it a two-brain approach.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. One brain is the bug fixer. It analyzes the code, pinpoints the problem with real
It
precision.
finds the needle in the haystack.
Pretty much. Then the second brain is a test writer. It automatically writes new tests to make sure the fix actually worked and didn't break something else.
So it fixes the bug and writes the unit test to prove it.
Exactly. Built-in quality check. That's really clever.
How do developers actually use this? Can you just point it at your messy code?
You can often run it locally, which is a big plus for privacy. You'd find it on places like GitHub or Hugging Face.
Right, keep your proprietary code on your machine.
Yeah. You give it the bug report, the code base, it'll propose a fix, and the tests. Definitely start with simpler bugs first.
And you still need to review it, obviously.
Well, absolutely. It's an incredibly powerful assistant, but human oversight is still crucial. You review the fix, review the tests, then merge it.
So KimiDev isn't replacing developers tomorrow.
No, it's augmenting them, making them way more efficient at one of the most time-consuming parts of the job. Sponsor.
Okay, let's pull back a bit. We've looked at Minimax for websites, CDance for video, KimiDev for code. What's the big picture here? What does this all really mean?
I think it signals a really fundamental shift, maybe even the end of an era for expensive, closed-off AI tools. These capabilities are becoming accessible to everyone, often for free.
Which is huge for
Individuals, small businesses, startups, anyone who previously couldn't afford access to this level of AI power. Suddenly, you have these incredible tools at your fingertips.
The playing field really is leveling out.
Completely.
Yeah.
It's less about your budget now and more about your ideas, your creativity, your speed in using these tools.
And what about the companies that have been charging those high subscription fees?
Well, the pressure is definitely on them now. It's much harder to justify charging a lot when there are free alternatives that are just as good, or sometimes even better.
So they'll need to find new ways to add value.
Exactly. Maybe through better user experience, specialized industry models, integrations, enterprise-level support, things beyond just the raw AI capability itself.
Looking across all three tools, there's a common thread that strikes me: speed.
Absolutely. Websites in minutes, videos in seconds, code fixed almost instantly.
That changes the whole pace of creation and innovation, doesn't it?
It creates a massive competitive advantage. If you can iterate, experiment, and deploy that much faster, you can learn and adapt far quicker than competitors stuck on slower cycles.
So the takeaway seems to be this AI revolution isn't some future thing we're waiting for.
Not at all. It's here. Now.
And it's being driven by a different philosophy, this democratization idea.
Uh-huh. And it's available to you today for free.
Take these insights, think about how they could change how you work, what you create.
Yeah, it's not just about doing the same things faster. It's about what entirely new things become possible now.
The only real question left is, what are you going to build with it? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope this leaves you feeling truly well-informed.